Rob, zombie deer. What the hell is going on? Is this real?
Well, it seems to be. So there's an article that came out in the Daily Mail last week. If we could pull it up, it's 2 hunters become first Americans to die from zombie deer disease.
What the?
What this is it's a disease called chronic wasting disease. It has only affected deer. They also said elk. Let me see. I have a list. Deer, elk, reindeer, caribou, and moose are normally the only animals that are infected by this. However, this disease in which the muscles from basically the deers waste away over the course of a year. And for the first time in human history, the disease has been confirmed to have jumped from deer to man. What they believe are 2 hunters, a 72-year-old man and his hunting buddy, ate infected deer meat that had the deers had chronic wasting disease, and both men ended up succumbing to the disease. The disease leaves deer confused, drooling, and unafraid of humans, kind of like Biden. Maybe Biden has wasting away disease because you look at him, he just stares and drools like these deers do. The disease is throughout the United States. It's nothing new. The disease has been in the United States since at least the early 60s. They say there's 32 states and 436 counties where these diseased deer have been found. The problem with this disease is that there are no treatments, no vaccines. It's 100% fatal. Anytime a deer tests positive or dies on a farm and tests positive for the disease, every deer that's on that farm is considered to be infected and has to be killed.
Oh, shit.
This is like Walking Dead type shit.
I was just going to say, isn't this how World War Z or one of these movies started where 2 people just like...
Here's some of the signs of deer that have the wasting disease. Depression, drooping head. That's Delhi. Delhi has like extremely skinny.
It's weed.
Depression, stumbling.
He drools when he's got the munchies. Little fear humans. How many men has Delhi gone up and touched?
Oh, yeah.
All
Every
the
single
deer
one of
on
us
Ozempic.
here.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
And he stumbles all over the. Delhi has wasting deer disease.
Or the deer are smoking weed.
Oh yes, that's it.
So for people that don't know, Delhi works here, and if there's, it's just can they Google Delhi?
You Google it, just comes up.
Director Delhi on Instagram.
If you want to see Delhi, he was a
SEO that one real
co-host
good.
on one of the shows. I can't mention it right now.
Okay.
But
He's a video editor.
Rob, so here's my question.
Yeah.
This just, whenever this just started, this thing just, so if it hits a human, you're dead.
Well, so the only reason they believe the guys died from it was because they ate the meat. But okay, if these guys ate the meat, could Shane eat the meat? Could Humberto eat the meat? If you remember in the mid-90s, because I remember this very vividly, there was mad cow disease. Yeah. There was a huge, it was on every, I remember my parents watching the news, and we couldn't eat McDonald's. We used to get McDonald's on the way home every Friday from karate. If we went to karate all week, the reward was McDonald's.
Poison,
yeah, so here, you worked out all week, now go fill your body with Big Macs.
Yeah, with poison.
And look how well
poison.
that worked out. We weren't allowed to have McDonald's for, it felt like a year, because every news report reported on mad cow disease where you would eat this infected meat and it would rot your brain. The problem was you wouldn't know that you ate the infected meat because it would take years before your brain would rot away and you'd become infected. Oh. So what they're saying is 2 of these guys, the guy in his 70s, ate the infected meat and passed away. He had rapid onset confusion and aggression. He started having seizures, and within a month, he died. The diagnosis after his death was Creutzfeldt-Jakob syndrome, a brain-wasting condition that has been compared with mad cow disease, which is what these animals are dying from, the chronic wasting disease.
And you said Biden, but he lives in Delaware, so and that was on the map,
well,
too.
you know the mad cow disease is still around. Now they just paint their hair blue. But anyhow,
they are the disease. They don't get the disease from.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a blue heifer.
Yeah.
That's a blue heifer.
A blue heifer.
But
They got the fucking cow ring. They got the ring.
That's
you
true.
got
That's
the
true,
ring,
too.
the blue
That's
hair.
the most unattractive thing I've ever seen.
As a cow myself, I found that offensive. Go ahead.
I'm actually I'm finding silver lining here.
What?
I'm actually glad that the origin story doesn't involve fucking like AIDS. You know, at least they ate the meat.
Yeah.
Didn't touch a cow.
Yeah.
So that's a
Well,
good
the
thing.
the hunters were both from Texas, so maybe they did fuck the. Because you don't admit when you're dying of this disease you got from the deer. You don't go, well, we both fucked it.
He's 72. The guy was 72 years old. They needed something a little kinky to get him going at this point.
But if this becomes prevalent, I already like made a vow to myself that the next pandemic, disease, or whatever, I'm not gonna stand for it. I don't want to survive. I'm gonna go
You're
all.
done? You're gonna
Yeah,
check
I'm
out?
done. I'm gonna go all in. Like if this becomes prevalent, I'm gonna go eat a deer. Like I'm gonna speed it up and just go eat deer, and that's what
And
it
just
is.
rock it?
It's like I'm not gonna stand for like being locked up and not eating meat for years. I'm done.
Well, I mean, how much?
Like
does
I want
Rob-
to be the first victim, or the second, or the third.
Well, how much of this?
That's
How much
it.
of this, Rob, goes into the fact that they're? I mean, because hunters eat this deer meat. I mean, people eat deer meat like all the time. Rogan, all these guys, elk, all that stuff, caribou. How big of a problem is it for just straying away from people from eating meat? Because then, I mean, this could obviously. Who's to say this can jump
Well,
to
hopefully-
cows and other shit?
I would hope that if you, when you're hunting, take a look. I mean, take a look at what these deer look like when they're infected with the disease. I would hope
this
that
is it?
somebody that's experienced and you know, like Joe Rogan, you're right. He goes out and he hunts caribou and then eats it raw. He's,
Oh, that's it.
but like if you saw that, hopefully you don't shoot that. You go, that's fucked up.
Oh.
That's the
God.
problem. We got all these wellness bros going around eating their gaming meat, and like we increase the amount of people eating deer and elk like exponentially recently. Hopefully, ice baths can like solve this crisis.
Yeah.
It's a price I'm willing, it's a
look at
price
that
I'm willing to pay.
Wasting. Look at it.
Yeah.
Falling apart.
Not even Rogan would eat that.
No,
Causes them
hell
to
no.
Roll, stumble, and act aggressively.
Oh,
just like
shit, that
zombies.
doesn't
Oh,
help.
The Walking Dead.
Is that
Look-
real? No.
That's pretty freaking
But
wild.
deer infestation is like a huge thing, at least in the Northeast. So like, who's to say this isn't Mother Nature just like clearing up the overpopulation of deer? I mean, like on the topic of not interfering, it's like you got to let the zombie deer thing play its course.
Well, we like to talk about predictive programming on
Yeah.
the program. We've talked about, you remember the movie, what was it?
Leave the world behind.
Leave the World
Obama's
Behind.
made?
Yep, and then Civil War came out like a week or two ago, and
week,
people are
yeah,
saying
it
that's
sucked.
foreshadowing. Are you guys familiar with what's going on with the copyrights to a bunch of the classic Disney movies?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Where over time, I forget the actual term, the copyright or the trademark for certain characters created by Disney have expired.
Oh yeah.
So what people are
common-
doing is they're not. What's that?
What's it called? Common property? It's
Common domain?
common domain.
Like
Public.
Mickey Mouse. Like
This
Mickey
they will
Mouse.
know.
Yeah, we have an attorney. We should
Yeah.
ask him.
Like
They
Mickey
entered the public domain.
Yeah, so what they did was the Winnie the Pooh came up and it expired and they entered the public domain. And so these guys went and they made a horror movie featuring Winnie the Pooh and Piglet slaughtering these kids that are on like Jason. Remember
Oh, I
the old
heard
Friday
about
the
this.
13th movies?
Yeah, yeah.
He made a parody of that, but Winnie the Pooh's a serial killer.
love it.
Well, now we got chronic wasting disease. That company that put out the Winnie the Pooh murder movie have now created a second movie based on an expired public domain character from Disney. The next movie coming out later this year, a remake of the 1942 Disney classic Bambi.
Oh, no.
This is called Bambi the Reckoning. If you want to talk about foreshadowing, here's some possible foreshadowing.
Oh, wow.
Take a look at this preview. This is the trailer for the upcoming movie Bambi the Reckoning.
Let's see it. I'm scared.
You should be.
Oh.
You ever shot a deer?
No. Have you?
Yeah. Once.
Bambi's mom. And now Bambi lives with her.
Are you serious?
What?
Watch,
then-
hold on.
Wait, wait. Oh shit!
This is coming this year, and I would go and say, well, that deer certainly looks like it might be infected with some type of disease. So, are we closer than ever to a zombie apocalypse? I'll let you guys
Deer
What-
zombie
wait.
apocalypse?
The Leave the World Behind movie poster had a deer on it. Remember that?
Oh, shit!
Remember
Shit,
that?
Holy
what the
Oh
fuck?
yeah, what do you mean the deer kept circling around people and the deer were
With the
a major
antlers.
part because she'd look up and there's like 50 deer
Yeah, look.
standing behind her.
Oh, Kelly,
right,
you're the
holy
best.
shit.
Show that
What are they
video.
trying to tell us?
So wait.
We're breaking
So
this shit
What are
down,
they trying to
Shane.
tell us?
Is all predictive programming in the same universe like Marvel?
I think so. Well, listen, I would not put it past them, but dude, that's Rob. Look at this connection that we just made.
It's just very odd. The timing of this disease jumping to human, this movie coming, I'm sure that it's just a coincidence. But it's a coincidence that's worth talking about and noting.
Well, if you guys are driving out there and you hit a deer,
Don't eat it.
don't
Yeah.
eat it, but get on.
Not
Like,
eating
yeah,
venison.
bitch. Like, actually get in its face.
Yeah, make sure that shit's dead. If you ever watch a Walking Dead, right, they go through the brain.
You have
That's
to
what you
get
have
it
to
in
do.
the
You have to
brain.
get them in the brain. So go for the brain.